Hey guys, welcome back, my chocolate honeys, to another episode of the Chocolate Honey Podcast. Today I am doing a video version of the podcast just because I want to. And I thought it would be fun to sit down and record a video today. Today's topic is going to be about motherhood, and that in itself is such a broad thing to talk about. So I guess I'll be talking specifically about my journey with it, with motherhood, with it, and where I'm at now as a mother, and potentially my goals and things for the future, where I see myself going from here. It's always so interesting, thinking ahead, because you never know how things are actually going to go. You can only kind of take certain steps to try and manipulate things the way you want, but you really never know how things are going to end up. And so I guess it's just a good reminder to be intentional about everything that you do. But anyways, so I guess we can go ahead and get into it. So I have no notes also for this episode. I'm just winging it. I looked at a list of topics that I wrote down and I was like, yeah, I'm feeling this one today, so here we are. Okay, I guess I'll kind of start with basic information. Right now, I'm 25 years old and I have a son who's 4. So his birthday's in March, so I guess that means I'm like 4 years-ish, a little bit more than 4 years into being a mom. And a single mom at that, so yeah. Gosh, I'm probably going to be saying a lot because I have no notes, but bear with me. I'll try to cut out as much as I possibly can, but it is what it is. Okay, so gosh, motherhood definitely, becoming a mom definitely changed me. Like, as soon as I became a mom, being pregnant and then actually caring for the baby outside of yourself is 2 different things for me anyway. When I was pregnant, it's like you are literally and spiritually in transition mode, because it's like you're going from, like, you're still an individual at that point. Like, obviously you're pregnant, you have a baby in you, but like you're still one person and you can go about and do stuff whenever you want on your own time. Now, I know when you're pregnant, obviously you have cravings and you're kind of going off a little bit of the timer of your kid because of that. Like, your body would be like, okay, we gotta sleep now, so it's time to go to sleep. It's time to go take a nap. So so you're kind of bound by that and you have that connection. But once you actually have that baby, you gotta, like, it's like your whole world is different now. Like, you are no longer that individual person that you even were when you were pregnant. You are 2. And I swear it's like you're doing your best to be in 2 places at once sometimes. Where you are and where your child is. Your mind will literally think of everything. Like, say you are, I don't know if this is a random example, but say you're in the kitchen and your baby's in the room, you in two places at once, because like your mind would think of any possible injury that could happen and think of how to be like set up the environment so that you're simultaneously there. You know, I don't know how to explain it. But you're in two places at once, especially when they're babies. um it's weird. It's like instinctual too. It's like you can feel it. But anyway, so like that was a big part of the first transition for me when once becoming a mom. um the other day I seen this video, and it was of Rihanna, and she was basically saying how when she became a mom, she didn't even remember who she was before she was a mom. And then she goes to say, so she don't think that that version of you even matters. And like before you're a mom, because now you are. And I 1000% agree with that. And I definitely felt like in the beginning, a lot of my postpartum mental health had to do with like me losing identity of self and trying to figure out like, okay, so I don't feel like myself anymore. Am I supposed to be trying to find who I was before? You know what I mean? Like obviously I'm a different person now. Like I'm a mom now, but I had things that I liked, things that I like to do. You know, I had a schedule or not a schedule that I liked to keep for myself, you know, and so many different little things about you that just change once you become a mom. And that first like part of it was definitely a struggle mentally to come back to myself in the present and come into this new version of myself, like accept this new version of me that exists now. And I feel like if that process, like the faster that process goes, the better off you are, because you're not the same person and you're gonna have to find new things. Your body is gonna be different, you know, it's gonna feel different. And for other people, it's different things that change about you. But for me, it was definitely basically everything, um, except for like painting and stuff. Um, so, but finding that balance is key, I think, to at least better mental health at the beginning. Another thing that I wanted to talk about, I guess, in regards to this is like, okay, so right now I'm reading this book, and conveniently it's right here. I'm trying to finish it. It's called Women Who Run with Wolves. And right now I'm reading about, there's a story in the book, because in this book the author tells a bunch of different like stories. I don't know if you would say and mythology, I don't know, but there's like tales, old stories that are passed down. And one of them that we've all probably heard is of the ugly duckling. And she's basically breaking down that story of how the mother, like the different phases that a mother can go to when a mother is like fragmented, you know, and usually that happens to us based on our childhood and the amount of traumas and things that we've been through, the amount of resources and the amount of other community and women and other moms we have as reference. But it's just, it basically went through how the different stages of that mom and how it represents different, how do I explain this? How it represents different women's plights, basically, different mothers' struggles, and how you can end up mothering, I feel like this is kind of confusing, but hopefully you'll understand it. Like, there's like how you, different ways that you'll end up mothering based on um, your trauma, I guess. And it's comparing the mom of the ugly duckling who abandoned her kid, and also the duckling, who was the outcast. And it kind of gives you both, because in a sense you have both in you if you're someone who is like me and has a lot of, bullshit and trauma to separate from, that you're working through. And it's like most, I don't know, the book in general is about, I guess, showing the reader a way in which to connect back to your most wild, most basic feminine nature. And so, yeah, at the essence of it, it's like explaining to the wild woman, how she is the ugly duckling as well as can be the mother through different phases. That was a long example, and I hope y'all understand it, because if you don't, sorry, right? You're gonna have to just read the book. Anyway, so, but I thought that was a really good example. I don't know. I thought it was a really good example, and it's really helping to give me clarity about where I'm at right now, because right now I'm trying to mother, I guess, in a way that feels, it feels like different, I guess, because there's no one around me who is mothering right now. There's no one around me right now, because I don't want to put that out there into the universe. Right now, in this current moment, there's nobody around me who I physically can see who is mothering their kids in the way that I want to. So I have nothing to look up to, no examples of how to do it. You know what I mean? And that can be hard, especially as I'm trying to remother myself and learn. It's like, where do I look for, I guess, knowledge, for wisdom when I have questions about how to do certain things or how to bring up a boy, And one of the things I'm learning since I've been very isolated these last couple years. I really haven't been around family, and I really haven't been having friends like that either recently, and so it's been very isolating. And so the book has just been reminding me, like, look, like the ugly duckling, like, you will find your tribe. You just have to keep at it, keep going, keep being authentic to you, and keep searching for that. Because if you stop, then what? But I think some key things that I've been learning now as a mom is that how important community is, and how important other people are. Okay, so that in itself is, I think, a huge thing. Like, we as moms need to be surrounded by women of substance and value, good people who we want to be like, and not people who we don't, And it's crucial, not just for you, and it also your kid too. And but for me, I didn't have that. Like, I don't have that at all. So I'm looking for it. I'm doing what I can to improve myself so that I can look in the right places and attract the right things to me and the right people to me and be in the right places and spaces, you know. But also, another thing is that I learned that you really, and this goes out to the first time moms who don't know, like, you have to be intentional about everything that you do. Everything that you do and say, starting from when they are born. If you're kind of just everywhere, like how I was right now, my son is only 4, right? And I already like wish that I had more of a understanding of just how important it is for me to show by example and how to do things, and like how to do things, show by example how to do things. What I mean is like show emotional maturity, give routine, and it don't even have to be like boom, 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 like so structured, but doing the same things every day, whenever, but making sure you're doing those things. What else? Like, I don't know, it's just important to watch what you're saying. Who your kid is around is so important. You have to watch how other people are treating you while your child is there, starting from a baby, because they borrow your nervous system. They are literally connected to your nervous system while they are baby. So I mean, like, of course, the obvious things like get up, brush your teeth, keep up good hygiene, clean, and do all this. But then also like the littlest things, like to who you're around and where the places that you go and how you react to things, how the people who are around, what kind of conversations y'all are having, what kind of energy y'all are in. All of that should be considered. Like the boundaries that you have need to be set in stone, and you do not move, right? So before having kids, a good thing to do would be to learn yourself and learn what are your non-negotiables in life and stick by that. Because even as a child, like, I think it's the most crucial time because they're gonna grow up, and have other influences and have their own opinion about things and learn. But while they're a baby, like, that is the time to instill that goodness into them. And once there's like a disconnect from you, and once your child has been affected by you a certain way, it's gonna be harder. It's gonna take more consistency for you and more discipline for you to re-establish what you're trying to establish, your values and what you want. And you have to learn these things before you have kids. Luckily, even if you don't, there is still a way that you can, which is what I'm having to do, that you can be successful, which is mothering yourself as you're mothering your kid. Because like the things like emotional intelligence, those things, if you weren't shown that as a kid, you don't even sometimes realize that you are not emotionally intelligent and that you are not emotionally mature until you are put in certain situations, and that's just life. And then I feel like it's okay, it's okay though, be as long as you are wanting to change that and wanting to grow and noticing those things about yourself so that you can grow and learn from them and fix them. And yeah, when I had my baby, I was very immature. Like, and that's like something that's vulnerable for me to even say because, like, it just is. Like, it's unfortunate, but it is what it is. And I realized that how much growing I am doing now and how much I still have to go. And I think that that's a good thing. I think being a mother is helping me to have another chance at becoming the person who I wish that I was already when my parents were done parenting. When I moved out. Now I have the opportunity to regain those tools that I didn't have and heal myself, and nurture myself. The amount of care that you put into yourself is very important. It's so important. It's so important. Another thing is like, man, you have to take care of yourself first. You have to take care of yourself first. First. A lot of people, I don't want to hear that, but it's the truth. You cannot mother nobody, be in the right headspace if you're not in the headspace. You have to take the time out for you, and that's when it becomes hard. That was what was challenging for me as being a mom with someone who had little to no support, like no one to watch the kid, no one to watch my son when I needed it. But you know what? That's okay, because it made me understand that when you need time for something, you have to make that time. Like, you have to make that time. You can't say, oh, I don't have time for it. You got to make the time for it because it's that important. Self-care and self-love is kind of cringy to me to even say, because I feel like I've heard so much about self-care and self-love, and then it looks a certain way. But let me tell you, I feel like I got a burp. It's not coming though. Let me tell you, the self-care comes in many different forms, and it's not just kicking back with your feet up with a face mask on. Like, that can be part of it, yeah, okay, but it is not the only thing. Self-care is meditation as well, and working out, doing something that you love to do, that is you. Self-care is taking the time to dress authentically to you, getting ready, not looking a mess. Self-care is, did I say working out? Working out, getting fresh air, stretching, obviously yoga. I feel like I hear that so much. But yeah, yoga, stretching your body. And yoga, you know what? I hear it so much, but to me, that is making sure I'm good for when I'm old. I want to continue to be able to have mobility, okay? So that's what that is for me. More than anything, it's for presently and in the future. So yoga can be looked at as like something that you do that's even like a luxury in a way. I mean, it's not, but the way that people are marketing it these days, it kind of seems like it, but it's not. Anyway, I guess it is a luxury, because to be able to move your body and have access to mobility like that, to be able to stretch, that is a luxury. So let me stop. I don't want to lie to you. Anyway, but taking a time to do your craft, to do your art, to take care of your home, all of that is self-care. And there's probably so much more, like reading a book is self-care, okay? Staying off your phone for the day is self-care. Not even just for the day, as long as you possibly can. That is self-care. There's so much, but that needs to come first, okay? You need to make sure that that comes first as a mother so that you can parent your child right. Because if you don't do that, man, you lose a part of yourself that is crucial. And what I realize for me, when I'm able to do that, it puts me in a softer energy, a more feminine energy when I'm able to do that. And I can nurture and be more balanced with it. And yeah, and also for my single moms out there, especially if you have boys, like they need good role models, okay? And I'm not talking about if you get into another relationship, that partner. I'm talking about, and I guess, you know, this goes for even if you are in a relationship. Like, they need to see they need decent people around them, period. But they need to see men who are good, men who don't disrespect you. That's a given, right? Yeah. Men who treat you right. They need to be around that so they can learn. Because, like I said, we don't just learn by saying. Speaking is like the last thing you can do to get your child to understand you. Okay? The first is like feeling and watching you. They watch you. They watch you. Everything you do. Everything you do. From how you wake up in the morning, as soon as you get up, everything. And golly, I wish that I could have been more aware of it. But I'm glad that I'm aware of it now, because I noticed, you know, as I'm trying to like move differently as a mom, it's helping my son. I can tell. I can see how it is. And I have goals for the future. And I guess we can get into that now. Some goals for the future for parenting and just as a mama, I want to just work on being as present as possible, and yeah, that's always a big one. It's like, man, because he grows up, he's getting so big so fast, and gosh, you just never know what the future holds. I don't know, you know, I want more kids, but all I know is I have this time right now with my son, and I want to be able to keep all of that and cherish it. Another goal is to document more. I want to write more about, you know, him right now and where I'm at right now, and take more pictures and print them out. And yeah, I know I have more goals. I have goals when it comes to homeschooling and just health in general, overall diet. I want to have my son and myself to learn skills that are worth knowing. I want to be able to, us both, have basic skills, basic human skills. Like, I want to be outside. I want to learn. Ooh, this is gonna be a task for me, but I want to learn how to hunt, man. Ooh, I want to learn how to do it. I really do. Even if, You know, I don't know how that's gonna work out, but I would love to learn how to hunt. Like, I have always wanted to know since I was a kid, wanted to do it, but now that I'm grown, I'm like, child, I don't know what I want to do it. I would love for somebody to get out there and show me how to do it and show me like how to get my own food, what, but also like things like I want, at least for my son, like some type of skill like maintenance, carpentry, plumbing, like something that's worth knowing so that he can have some type of thing to lean on, you know, no matter what. So that's like a goal as a mother. I want to be able to provide that. I don't have those tools, but I want both of us to end up with them. And so that also he can, if he has kids in the future, he could be good and they could be good. They can know skills that are that are valuable. Like, what else? I think a goal is just to try and be successful, and success means like, to me that looks like being able to do what I love and enjoy to do for the rest of my life, for a living, to be able to, and you know what, that's many things. So I would hate to box myself into one thing, but I want to be able to feel like I have worthy accomplishments for myself, and I know what those things are. And I'm working on them. And so yeah, that is I guess what I have to say about motherhood for this time. Anyway, I might actually sit down and make some notes about something else that I want to say about it, because it's just so much that you could talk about when it comes to being a parent. So, but that's all I have. First, I guess I want to say thank y'all for watching this. If you do watch it, I really, 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 really appreciate it. And I hope that you, not only that, I hope that you can relate to me. And if you can't relate, well, I don't know about hoping if you can relate to me, but I hope that what I said could be helpful to you in some kind of way, or that you are able to sort of feel seen by my experiences. That's what I hope I can do whenever I put out anything, is hoping that, you know, I'm relating to somebody. And if not, you know, it's cool. I'm just glad to be able to speak about my life and my perspective of things and have it be documented, and like being able to look back on talks like this in the future, especially at the rate that I'm hoping to be able to grow and learn. I think it will be a good thing to be able to look back on these videos and see what I've gotten better, what I've changed my mind about, what, you know, what I could add. Just, you know out of all the little things. But anyways, thank you for being here, and I'll see you next time. Bye, my chocolate honey.